Hello everyone and welcome to yet another informative webinar brought to you by Muvi. Let me start the session with a cliche. Competition and winning are two terms that drive all ecosystems. Hence it comes as no surprise that the thriving in full galore, the OTT market is an aggressive and competitive playground. Now with the threat of churn looming constantly, customers easily switch services, making customer retention a huge challenge for everyone. OTT platforms are daunted when it comes to addressing these variable factors, particularly more if they operate within a niche or a genre-specific walls. Now, there are several factors that affect the consumer's decision of choosing a particular platform, be it content variety, multi-device compatibility, and of course, their own personal experience on the platform. Now, while the ability to scale up without hiccups, along with ensuring the customer gets the highest quality of experience, is probably at the top of every concern list. In this webinar, you will learn how to launch a feature-loaded professional video streaming service with Muvi in as little as one day. You will also hear the inspiring story of folks from Twisted Mirror, hi Mikhail, who were able to quickly and successfully launch a complete OTT platform with features their consumer wanted. My name is Aditya, and I'm the Corporate Communication Manager at Muvi, and I'll be your host for the day. Now, before we start, I would like to inform everyone that this webinar is being recorded and live streamed across our Facebook handle as well. I would request the audience to keep posting in their questions in the Q&A chat, and we will address them at the end of the session. Now, to kickstart today's session, I would like to take this opportunity to give everyone a quick overview about Muvi. Headquartered in New York, Muvi was founded in 2011 with a vision to disrupt the global video and audio streaming market. It's one of the leading players in the streaming platform service space and currently offers over 9 products with several more in the pipeline. Of these 9 products, the key product Muvi One offers an end-to-end solution to launch your own white-labeled, agile, scalable, and OTT live platform with zero coding. Now, before we start, let me take this opportunity to introduce our first guest speaker, Mikhail Theory. Mikhail is the co-founder of and managing director of Twisted Mirror, a comedy streaming service. A creative producer by profession, Mikhail is passionate for cinematic stories, online storytelling, and series. After his experience with Warner Brothers France, Mikhail has been producing and directing sketches, including Ash Airways, which was nominated for the Best Comedy at the Seoul Web Festival 2016. Now, keeping the webinar aside, now we all know where to go when we want a daily dose of comedy. Now, Mikhail's focus is on content creation, acquisition, and original content development. His tech savviness has allowed him to develop online marketing strategies for various projects, including the London Short Series Festival. Our next guest is Sheetal Srivastav. With nearly 9 years of experience in cutting-edge technology and sales, Sheetal has been an integral part of the business development team at Muvi. He has done business for the company worldwide and is currently responsible for sales in the UK, Scandinavia, LATAM, and African markets. Prior to his stint with Muvi, Sheetal has had experience in selling a wide variety of SaaS-based technology solutions and also was involved in the tech side of things in the initial days of career. Through his experience, over the years, Sheetal has developed prowess in consulting businesses for various shapes and sizes, like startups, SMBs, mid-markets, and enterprises, on the latent requirements in the digital media and streaming technology space. With this, I would like to get going with today's topic of discussion, but before that, let me share some of recent statistics to give everyone a global perspective of things at play. Now, according to a recent report by Ampere Analysis, the global content spend saw double-digit growth and is expected to exceed over $220 billion in 2021. Specifically, the investment rose by 14% compared to last year, representing an increase of over $20 billion. For example, Apple TV+, Disney+, HBO Max, Peacock, and Paramount Plus invested over $8 billion in original content development in the year 2021 alone. While content expenditure by broadcasters was bounded back in 2021, this is primarily because being damaged by the years of ad spend cutbacks and production halts because of COVID-19. The content spend of these groups still remain below 2019 levels, largely due to the ongoing pressures on TV revenue. However, the subscription OTT services have increased investment in content by 20% to nearly $50 billion. Now, speaking purely on the basis of numbers, Netflix is still the third largest investor in professional video content at a group level of $14 billion, behind Comcast and its subsidiaries at $22.7 billion and Disney at $18.6 billion. Quite impressive, isn't it? Now, with this, I would like to hand over the mic to Sheetal and thank him for taking out time to conducting this informative webinar. Thank you, Sheetal. Now over to you.
Thank you, Aditya. Thank you so much for that generous introduction and for for such a great topic for the day. So, winning the OTT game, right? So, the best thing the OTT has done is probably democratizing the way the world consumes content, and in such a democratic setup. It's a key element of your strategy to find the right tech solution, right the right platform for your content, and that's where Movie One comes in. So what Movie One does is basically offers you a true enterprise grade end-to-end OTT solution, and it provides you multi-screen solution for videos and audios for all kind of content, whether it's on demand, live or linear. When we say multi-screen, we are truly multi-screen, and that's where we provide you with white labeled website, mobile apps for iOS and Android, TV apps for Apple TV, Android, Roku, Amazon Fire, Samsung, LG, Viewed, and even the gaming consoles like PlayStation and Xbox. Lately, we have also developed apps for Windows PCs, web app for Windows PCs. So that's what Movie One does. Now, the agenda of the part that I'm covering today is not just the Movie One thing, but what are the various challenges you face when you're building an OTT platform, the multi-vendor complexities and the risk and the hazard that it poses on the potential proposition, who can build your OTT platform, who would be the one to maintain it, are those two people the same agency or the same person? Movie One, and how does it resolve this multi-vendor complexity problem for you? The architecture on play, the features that we offer to you, the differentiators which differentiate or position our offering as superior than some of other competitors, the technology partners that help us strengthen our proposition, some of our customers that you'd see some of the examples that you have worked upon. You'd also see some of the customer testimonials, and you'll also see the award and recognition that Movie has received for its products world over. So just to tell you about Movie One and who probably would be using Movie One or who's our customer, it can be anyone or everyone who's looking to stream. So whether it's the top entertainment studio or media and production house, or let's say a broadcaster or a learning platform, or someone that is streaming health and yoga or fitness videos, or much like Twisted Mirror, the comedy videos, lifestyle content, music, esports, you name it. We have clients for every industry. Now, we have been working on cutting edge technologies like AI, blockchain, microservices, and we are currently reaching out to 100 million subscribers, which stream over a billion hours of content every month. These numbers are old, so I'm just giving you a sense of it, given our current numbers, and we are driving revenues in hundreds of millions of dollars. So that's what Movie One has achieved thus far. Now, when you talk about the challenges in building your own OTT platform, there are these questions which need an answer. Who will be building that platform for me? Where will the IT infrastructure will come from? Where would the player come from? Where would the DRM come from? Who would be taking care of encoding and transcoding for ABR? And then, of course, the time frame, because sometimes it can take a very long time to go live. What are the teams that you need to have in place? Who will be maintaining the entire proposition? What about the end user support? What about the technology support? What about the new feature? Because it's an ever evolving industry. So you cannot just rest that I've built a solid proposition and I don't need to scale, don't need to add new feature. People are looking out for new experiences every day over here. And then the SLAs. So these are some of the questions that you need answers to. And that's where the multi-vendor complexity comes into the place, because different components of an OTT module or an OTT platform come from different companies. When you're talking about IT infrastructure, you're talking about Amazon, you're talking about Azure, you're talking about Google, or some of your data centers or servers, which can be even on cloud, or let's say in on premise. uh, for the last mile reach of your content, it's important that you partner with the correct CDN provider, and it can differ geo to geo. The DRM, there are different companies that provide DRM for different platforms, right? And then the player can come from any of these companies. The CMS will come from a different organization, different business. The web and app designers are different. The agency that maintains the entire proposition is different. So that multi-vendor complexity poses a risk or a hazard to your proposition, and that is the problem that we're looking to solve for everyone. And that's where Muvi One comes in. It offers you an end-to-end OTT solution. It's fully managed. It can be deployed in clicks. You can go live with the website in matter of minutes or hours. You can pretty much get we have delivered apps to our clients in pretty much one business day. We support all kind of content that you might think of. We offer you state-of-art infrastructure, security, waste, DRM, watermarking. We offer you all kind of front ends. We offer you HTML5 players for the app and native players for the web, native player for the app. And then it's a single solution for all kind of, for managing all the modules. We support multiple monetization schemas, and we provide you round the clock support and updates over the apps. So that's about Muvi One. Now, the architecture in play here is the source where your solution is hosted, and then the encoding and transcoding. So everyone today is looking at adaptive bitrate streaming. That's primarily because you don't want the experience is the thing that customer is buying here, the end user is buying here, and he would not appreciate you if your streaming experience is not smooth enough to counter the fluctuating connectivity. At the same time, you're also making sure that all your media assets are stored securely, and then the last mile reach of your content is not hampered. So it's very, very important that you partner with the correct CDN. And then the HTML5 playback. So at Muvi, we provide you with HLS and MPEG- playback, which are the standards of W3C W3C playback. And then the analytics. So you gather heuristics from various corners, and you need to know, or you need to get some insights into the proposition, as to what your customers are doing on your platform, and that's what analytics achieves for you. So all those pieces of puzzles are taken care of by Muvi. Now, the features today, we are doing over 1,000 features, and good 3 to 4 features are getting added every month with every release cycle. We're present across various screens. We offer you various monetization schemas. The content type is not a bar. We support video streaming, live streaming, audio streaming. We give you the tool to tweak your own, bring your own design to the platform, and have that innovated. We offer you robust security and state-of-art IT infrastructure, the correct tool to market your proposition, and a cross-browser compatible, cross-device compatible online video player. So that's how it is. The key differentiator over here is the out of box deployment. The fact that Muvi is, in true senses, world's only end-to-end OTT platform, end-to-end OTT solution. It offers you the fastest go live time frame in the industry. It offers you zero CapEx. It's a feature-rich, feature-loaded platform which is future-proof. It offers you complete tech support, maintenance, and regular updates. It brings you the power of AI and ML based recommendation engine, and we also have in-house custom development team that can take care of any new feature that you want to add to your proposition or the platform. These are some of our partners, and you'll find some leading industry names over there like Amazon, Theoplay, Akamai, and many others. And then some of our customers like Nike, who are doing a fitness platform with us. OnlyFans has a platform with us. ZTV has one of their global offerings with us. Forbes has been our customer as well. So these are some of our key customers. And then, some of the examples. And right at the center, you see the Twisted Mirror, who would be talking about their journey with Muvi over the years. Then there are various other examples in place from various verticals, be it broadcasters, media and production houses, fitness platforms, yoga platforms, all of that in one place. And then there are some testimonies which you can look at for yourself. So our customers love to talk about us and the kind of work that we have done for them over the years. And here are some of those testimonies. And then we have been awarded and recognized world over from various stages. So we have been we have won multiple awards over the years. So that's it from my side, and over to you, Aditya.
Thank you, Sheetal, for taking us through the details of Movie One and its prominent features. Next in line is Mikhail Theory. Mikhail, thank you so much for taking out time. I would request you to share your screen and take the session forward.
Thank you very much. You see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, cool. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everyone, because online there is no time. Thanks, Muvi, for having me today. It's great to be part of this great webinar about this OTT business. So my name is Mikhail Thierry. I'm the co-founder and co-managing director of Twisted Mirror, the comedy streaming service. So I'm going to go through a few slides and we are going to talk about comedy and OTT, obviously. So, and if you have any questions, fire away on the chat box. So Twisted Mirror, what is Twisted Mirror? It's very good questions. So Twisted Mirror is the comedy streaming service dedicated to obviously comedy content. We are developed in multiple platforms such as connected TV, desktop or mobile apps. Mobile apps means like iOS or Android. What we offer with my team, we offer films, series and stand-up comedy in multiple languages. However, at the minute, we are focusing on the UK market. So we offer mainly UK, US films or films in English language. However, in the near future, we're gonna explore different markets, so in different languages as well. So in short, what we do, we provide comedy and you provide the laugh. So the market opportunity, yeah, you touched base on that, Sheetal, a few minutes ago. So I'm going to go roughly the figures. So mainly the global video on demand market is huge. And by 2027 is going to reach $159 billion. So it's the streaming business at the end is a new trend in the business world. So I think is the good way now to jump onto that market. Since obviously, as we know, since March 2020, the world, has stopped, and due to the pandemic, we got a couple of lockdowns throughout the planet. So, but after lockdown, like Ofcom, the UK regulator, noticed that the UK adults, more than half of the UK adults, kept the same habits as in lockdown. So people watch more and more content. So meaning they spend more time, in front of the telly or with a tablet or mobile phones. Just, I like these figures. The smart TVs unit worldwide, we got this trend of 200 million units has been sold, by the end of 2020, which is huge, okay? And because Twisted Mirror is an AVOD, so it's a freemium comedy service. We are just noticed at the bottom of this slide, these figures. So the ads supported video on demand market we're gonna reach $47 billion by 2023. So which is a good revenue, so that's why it's very important to, already, to decide if you're an OTT platform, which model are you going to, either SVOD like Netflix or Hulu, or are you going to go toward the AVOD route? So what was the problem with my business partners? We noticed that, like, obviously on a daily basis, you struggle to have premium content. And most of the time, obviously, you like to have a laugh. So 88% of the mobile users prefer to watch comedy content on their phone or tablets. So that's why we focus on comedy content ourselves at Twisted Mirror. And obviously on YouTube you can find some of the comedy content. However, you don't have enough time in a day to find premium content. And as we notice, even myself, like the attention span has decreased a lot lately. So you are more likely to watch maybe a film, in the night time after a day at work, or you want to snack a little comedy sketch. Therefore, the solution we have at Twisted Mirror was to create one great platform all in one place. You got premium content for free, and we offer this multiple platform solution so you can enjoy comedy series or comedy film or stand-up comedy clips either on your smart TVs or tablet or mobile phones through the app. So here we go, one of the best UK series at the minute, Some Girls. The production company is called Attrick Production. So it's a very good edgy comedy series. So I don't know if you have seen it, but coming soon on Twisted Mirror. All right. So what are the business model? I say are because we have business models with an S. So at the start we have, as I said, mobile apps. So we are enabled. So the ads are running through the mobile apps and websites. And also we are now on Samsung TV Plus in the UK. So we are considered as fast channel. Fast means free ads-based streaming television. We may sub-license some of our content to various partners as well. And Comedy Pass, because we are a comedy provider, we might, once these variants or those variants are gone, hopefully soon, we can go back to comedy clubs in London or throughout the UK to film stand-up comedy shows, and the best shows would be streamed on Twisted Mirror, because we would be filming the comedy special there. Who are Twisted Mirror? So my name, Michael Thierry, as you know me. Errol Mustafa, my co-founder and friend. So he's a multimedia professional with an extensive experience when it comes to video, film editing, and web design and project management. So Errol was a tech guy, and he's been working with Muvi for now a few months to build up the website and mobile apps. We have Helen from Egypt. Now she moved to the UK, and she will be focusing on the Middle Eastern and GCC markets, because, as I said at the start, we want to multiply our chances and to offer comedy everywhere. So once we have enough, for example, enough content in Arabic language, we can explore the GCC market. And so she will be responsible for the business development there. And Anila is one of our co-founder as well. She's from Pakistan originally, and she's now based in the UK. She speaks multiple languages like Urdu or Hindi or English. And she will be focusing on the Indian, Pakistani, Bangladeshi, Nepalese markets. Here we go. So, and if you want to reach out, you can obviously reach out online on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, or under Twisted Mirror. And if you are actually a comedy guy or comic, you can always reach out, and because we're always looking for fresh comedy content, either film, series, or stand-up comedy. That's it for me. Thank you very much, Muvi, again, and thanks everyone for watching.
Thank you, Mikhail, for taking out time. I would like to initiate today's panel discussion. Okay, let's for starters, Mikhail, how did you first hear about Muvi and its services?
So it's a very good question. Thank you very much for asking that question. So a couple of months ago now, Errol and I, we were obviously planning to create this library of comedy content. So we were looking for with our budget, because obviously, as all startups worldwide, we were looking for investors to develop and scale up our comedy factory, our comedy streaming service. So we shop around, and we were looking for like either app developers, companies, or various investors or developers. But at the end, we came across Muvi, and we found actually your offer, your proposal very attractive, because you were like, obviously, as a white label company, you could offer us a website, a mobile app, and support, and in an affordable way. So it was very good. You tick all the boxes, so we could launch our mobile apps and website at the start without breaking, obviously, our bank accounts. So it was a very good way. And also your website and mobile app and your website, Muvi.com, is a user-friendly site, so which is handy for anyone who wants to start an OTT business.
Thanks, Mikhail. My next question is to Sheetal. Sheetal, who did you first interact at Twisted Mirror to begin with?
Right, so thank you so much for that question, Aditya. I spoke to Hero, I vividly remember, and I think he's more into technology, and he had multiple questions from the tech domain about the tech stack, about the infrastructure, about the security in the cloud, all those things. So it was it was when we started, it was like a discussion over a high level RFI. But more we went down the line, the further we went down the line, the questions got very specific, and then some of the aspects came into play, which we offer out of the box in our solution. So yeah, that's what my first interaction was. When I first got on a call with Errol, the very first specific question that I got from him was, "Do you support pay-per-view?" So yeah, so that's how it is. That's how we started, and yeah, that's it.
Thanks, Chetan. Mikhail, if you can talk about some of the challenges or problems that you faced, that called upon this change.
Yeah, the challenge is obviously because the streaming business is a very slick and very cool, industry to be in. It's like entertainment in general, but from an outside world. So the challenges were one of the challenges was to obviously build up a mobile app from scratch. So that's why we chose Muvi, the solution Muvi. And as Sheetal said, the support you offered was very good, because, and for example, the App Store, any updates from the App Store, obviously we got the content files or audio files to look after. So we got the audio files. We wanted some security, obviously, when it comes to cloud storage and all that. So you were always there, to guide us and to help us out, or to even advise us on certain things. However, I think from the start, Errol and I, we were very keen to provide you all the assets. And we are very keen, since day one, on the comedy business. So we know very much the comedy business. So we could provide easily you guys some of our assets and what we wanted to achieve. And obviously, you provided the tech and the support we needed.
Absolutely. Now coming to Sheetal, when Michael was talking about some challenges. If you can tell me what are the few aspects from Muvi's proposition that you felt were relevant for Twisted Mirror, and do you think most OTT platforms face these challenges?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So the answer is a yes and a no to the second part of your question, right? And regarding the first part, I vividly remember that we talked about the features like the monetization options, also the security of the infrastructure, right? So our partnership with AWS helped us immensely over there in convincing them, because the moment we mentioned that Amazon Web Service, they were convinced, right? Errol, particularly being a tech guy, was convinced. Also, the things about analytics, do we have revenue analytics in place? Do we have customer insights or end user insights in place? So all those questions came up, and we answered them, one by one, and addressed various concerns of Twisted Mirror. Now, the second part of your question that talks about, are these challenges same for all the OTT players? I'd say yes. 80% of the challenges are the same. At the end of the day, you need to be available across various platforms. At the end of the day, you need to be able to monetize the content the way you want to, whether it's subscription, pay-per-view, that's a different matter, but you need to have as many options as you can. uh, but then there are other aspects of it which are industry specifics, right? So something which is, let's say, a platform which is about health and yoga would be very different to a comedy, would be a very different to mainstream commercial entertainment platform like Netflix, right?
Absolutely.
Similarly, something that is about education would be very different to, let's say, someone who's broadcasting news or sports content. So there are some parts of the challenges which are unique, but 80% of the challenges are much the same for each one in this industry.
Right. Thank you, Sheetal. My next question, Mikhail, is to you. It's more of an industry question. What are the trends in the industry that you notice that drove you to drove the need to use our product?
The thing is, yeah, thank you very much for the great question. Like, as we all know, the television world as we knew in the 80s or 90s or 2000, we moved towards these those platforms and the OTT platforms. So what I noticed is, like, because everybody got a phone, or like in the Western world, or what I'm saying, people watch more and more and spend more time with their smartphones or tablets. So what you need is to provide a user-friendly app with great content, because as we say, content is king, distribution is queen. So what we need, it was a user-friendly app, or platforms, and to provide a good service, a good product for the audience. But like, I think nowadays people are, you mentioned that the example of Netflix or Hulu or even Disney, like, people are used to high quality app. So if you want to jump into that OTT space, you really need to have a great content, but a great app which works all the time. So Muvi offer that solution for us, and we really like it.
Nice. Thanks, Mikhail. Sheetal, if you want to add something, in terms of the current industry trends that someone must be aware about, one must be aware about.
Yeah, sure. So see, number one, as Mikhail correctly said, content is king, distribution is queen, and at the end of the day, customer is emperor, right?
Absolutely.
So the customer experience, the user experience that you're looking to deliver has to be super smooth. There has to be certain degree of ergonomics, that is ease of use in place. It shouldn't be very difficult for a customer to find you and then find content on your platform. And at the same time, you have to ensure that it's very highly customized, and at the end of the day, it works, it stays up, right? And that's where Muvi delivers 99.99% uptime guarantee promise. And what helps us do that is the IT infrastructure that we have put in place behind our product, right? So number one thing that is, you need to look out for great IT infrastructure, right? So nowadays the trend is that of microservices, wherein you can have separately developed services for different platforms. Nowadays trend is that of customizing the viewing experience through the use of recommendation engine, right? And then there are trends like serverless encoding. So you only pay what you use, right? As a business owner, as a platform owner, right? And it's super crisp, it's done smoothly, right? So these are some of the trends that are coming up. But at the end of the day, regardless of what the trend is, I personally feel that it's about satisfying the user and delivering an impeccable user experience. And for that, you need to have robust and scalable infrastructure, need to have things like custom the recommendation engine for offering custom viewing, and then the things like ABR, which are which is kind of which kind of eliminates the effect caused by the fluctuation in connectivity.
Right. Pretty much on point, Sheetal. Next question to you, Mikhail, is what were you looking out when you were seeking a solution?
The support, like if you would if I would have only one word, is support, because at the start, like every startup, we are a small team, so there are a lot of things to look after. The content acquisition, the online marketing on Facebook, Instagram, and so on. And obviously you try to reach out with some investors. So then once we secure the the agreement with you guys, with Muvi, so we started to have the mobile app on the iOS store, then Android, and it's like on a daily basis, or not only on sometimes it was on a weekly basis, like where the things we were not sure about, for example cloud storage, or like how do you manage the layout for the to facilitate the user experience, as Sheetal said, that you were there. We could schedule some meetings, or like sending queries to you guys. So the help desk you have at Muvi is a great asset for any OTT platform.
Thank you so much, Mikhail, for the kind words. Sheetal, on to you. If you would like to add upon that, what are the things people should have on the top of the mind, especially for platform owners?
Right. So, like I mentioned in the earlier point as well, regardless of trend, you need to look into what kind of IT infrastructure is being presented, right? Yeah. Whether you have the flexibility of monetizing the content, and does it directly come to you, right? The most important point in my understanding is the CDN, right? Yeah. The last mile delivery of your content. If the delivery is not good, then the entire game is lost, because then people are not trusting you enough to be a platform with impeccable user experience. And the moment that happens, the trust is gone and you lose traction or retention. Yeah. Right? Absolutely. So that's the game. And then of course customizing it, tweaking your proposition for each and every one, and that's where the recommendation engine comes into the place, right? And you also at the end of the day need to understand what is the user behavior and what is the consumption pattern, what are the key matrices that are driving your success, right? Because like I mentioned, like the challenges, much like the challenges that differ for different industries, in the success factors differ for different industries, right? So those are some of the things that you have to think of when you're thinking OTT, right? And of course you need to be universally present, so you need to understand whether my partner is providing me enough venues to be present, whether it's providing me all the apps or not, right? So those things.
Right. Thanks, Sheetal. Mikhail, you spoke about the support that that Muvi provides. It's quite robust and you're pretty happy with it. Would you like to talk about any of the feature of the product that you found most appealing about?
Oh, the most appealing was we are working on it at the minute is the integration to those connected TVs like Samsung or Apple TV or Fire TV. That's a very good feature you have, because as we all know now, people spend more time in front of their telly, and the fast channel are the new trend now within the OTT space, and you offer this kind of integration, and you facilitate that for us, so that's great. And obviously in a few months hopefully we can do that, and I'm sure we will. is to create as well the audio stories, comedy audio stories. So and you have those features as well. Like, because obviously when you jog, you can't see the screen, so you will be able to enjoy comic stories.
Absolutely. We'll come to that in a short while about your future plans. Now, shooting the same question to Sheetal, in context of different businesses, does the appealing factor also change?
Yes, like I said, the entire ball game changes when you're not a broadcaster, but an education platform, right? If you're not a media and production platform, but a ministry or a religious platform, right?
Absolutely.
So the success factors for one platform would be something else, and that for another would be something else. So similarly, the features that appeal to anyone and everyone changes. Now, when I spoke first to Aerol, it was all about the kind of monetization capabilities we had. He was super happy for the fact that they could get their revenue directly into their bank account and not to go through Muvi, right? And then things like the IT infrastructure support, availability of support team round the clock. We are working 24/7, 365 days a year when it comes to customer success and support. We also offer multilingual support nowadays, right? So yeah, I mean, these are the specific aspects that appealed to Twister Mirror, but it can, like I said, be very different for someone else as well. In my experience, at least I can give you 10 different customers that have given me 10 different must-have feature list.
Right. Thanks, Sheetal. Mikhail, if you can tell us, once you recognized the solution, how did you go about implementing them? Implementing the whole software or implementing the whole platform for your propositions?
So we have a small team at Twisted Mirror. So once we have our ingest operator, Errol is the chief tech executive. So what we have, we are a small team, but once the roles are really well crafted and set, then we can, for example, once the mobile app was ready on the App Store, then we ingest all the content we have for the app, and then we move on with the connected TVs format. And at the end of the day, everything is centralized. That's why it's a very good website, Muvi.com, because everything is centralized in one website. So you can design whatever you want, and you can design the mobile app, you can switch, you can sync with the website. It's you can add, upload, posters, film posters, videos, subtitles in multiple. You have a lot of features. Like the subtitle actually is a very good feature as well, and you have it's a very user-friendly site you have. So a French series with screen, for example, on Twisted Mirror, you can add obviously English subtitles if there is obviously English subtitles available, or Spanish or whatever languages. So it's a very unique site and very user-friendly site. So yeah.
Speaking about the features, with 1,000+ features, it's quite difficult to cover all, I guess. Okay, Miguel, if you can just tell us, how was the reaction of your audiences when you implemented these solutions on your platform?
The first feedback we had a couple of months ago was wow, because like people who knew us like since our web festivals time were like, obviously if you don't have so much money, like the people didn't know that you could build up such an app. But because obviously, as I mentioned, we really care about comedy and film, so we wanted to create this cinematic or cool look for an app. So the first feedback we had a few months ago now was like, wow, it's cool, it's user friendly. People were very happy to watch. At the start was web series or sketches, and then we move on with feature films. But people really like, once they land on the app, people are really curious and people like our offer, because what we do offer is every comedy genre, so subgenres of comedy. You could have stand-up comedy, rom-com, LGBT series, French series, or Korean series, whatever. So it's very, very broad.
Rightly said, Mikhail. I would redirect this question to Sheetal. Sheetal, if you can talk about your experience, when the implementation and the challenges that you faced during this time.
Right. So the very first challenge was about, getting the content migrated, right? So while, there was limited content in place, but they wanted to, Twisted Mirror wanted to get it up and running as soon as possible. So that we could do in a very fast time frame, because we support various upload methods. And I'm kind of sounding nerdy over here because I get to talk about the tech things, and Mikhail is talking about all the fun
business
stuff.
Strategy.
Yeah. So the thing is, there were various challenges. It's just that when you're starting off with a new platform, and when you're venturing into it on your own for the very first time, there are various elements that put you in doubt, right? Yes, you have had an onboarding call, you have had a setup call, but you're still not haven't gone through all the features deeply. So the support team needs to be available around the clock, so that you can reach out to the people and understand how does this feature work, that feature work. So that was another challenge, right? To handhold Twisted Mirror into a phase wherein they are confident of themselves on managing the platform, and content scheduling and programming, all those stuff. The third thing was ensuring the impeccable, and that's the most important. I keep on saying, I might be getting repetitive over here. It's about user experience. And some of our customers, you believe me on this, have inquired with us as to what is that one thing that Twisted Mirror has done, because their UI, their UX is so appealing and so simple to use that a lot of our customers come, and a lot of our leads come and ask about their UX. How can I get that kind of an UX, right? So that was one of the challenge that Twisted Mirror wanted to address, and we could address that because we had this template editor tool, and the entire approach of BYOD, right, helped there, because then Errol could write his own UX and put it in place. So these are some of the challenges that we face, and these are some of the challenges that we face with any customers, right? But yeah, time to time it differs. but yeah, in this case, these were some of the challenges as such.
Right. Mikhail, now we have covered up the challenges. If you can talk about how has the solution helped you scale better?
It's a very good question. Thank you. The first thing that comes to my mind is, once you have a mobile app which works, and obviously the niche audience like you are looking for, the start, so we are a comedy app, and so it's easier then to pitch it to various partners, investors, and consultants, because obviously I mentioned my team, but we are working with various partners, consultants, and companies. So once you have a mobile app which works, and a catalog of, I would say 100 titles, so it's easier then to to work and to scale up, and to partner up with different companies, with partners, or with producers, because obviously we've been running with Errol a few film festivals, so people knew already our expertise when it comes to web series and VR films. However, we didn't have the beta version. Once you have the beta version, it's easier. Then Muvi facilitated the way that we transform the beta version to the actual mobile app. And I remember the first investor I talked to, or the potential investor I talked to, he was impressed already, because most of the startup, who like OTT platform, don't have a mobile app to present to an investor, because normally, like before, you were like raising money to build up an app, but like we were already, we had already a proof of concept, which was, easier for us. It's never easy anyway to raise funds, but it's good to know that you work with Muvi, because as you mentioned earlier, and we talk about that, the features. So we had a plan already to scale up our comedy offer to connected TVs, to audio stories, and so on. And as you mentioned on the presentation, the blockchain or the AI engine, then you can, create this kind of like, business plan where you have like, for example, subtitle features or dub features. And so people are like, wow, they are a startup, but they know what they're doing,
Yeah,
So
quite rightly said, Michael. I mean, as an investor or as an OTT platform owner, anyone would want to have a proof of concept and see the ROI when we show how the company is going to scale up over the years. Talking about scalability, my question to Sheetal, why do you think scalability is important, and what are the driving factors that drive scalability?
Right. So, see, the important thing over here to realize is my opening comment, right? The OTT has democratized the way the content is being consumed, right?
Absolutely.
Now, the relevance of content would never be, eliminated. You need to have quality content in place. You need to have relevant content in place for different markets. You may be a universal platform, which is, present across various continents, but you're not offering the relevant content. And that's where, a lot of biggies have burned their fingers in major markets, right?
Yeah.
So, it's important to understand that when you have the correct content, there'll be traction, right? It might just take some time because things go organically first and then exponentially, right? In this particular industry. And once you have gained enough traction, it can explode anytime, right? And that's where the scaling comes into the place, right? And that's where you need an infrastructure which is infinitely scalable, which is trustworthy and reliable and robust, right?
Absolutely.
And that's what we offered to not just Twisted Mirror, but multiple other platforms around the world. And, with Muvi, the best thing is that you can scale up anytime. You can add more apps anytime. You can, upgrade to any other plan anytime, higher plan anytime. So, depending upon, what kind of content, let's say if you're offering very premium viewing on certain days, you need to make sure that, you're there with the best plan that can support, let's say, 1 million end users concurrently. You have that flexibility to scale up in minutes, and that's what matters in the long run, because end user in the industry, OTT industry, they're looking to buy experience. They're not looking to, because everyone has had enough of particularly in the past 2 years, these were very tough times for everyone. Now when you are watching something, you're looking out for an experience that adds joy, that adds fun, that adds thrill to your time, and not become a liability or something that kind of upsets
A mundane task.
a mundane task.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and that's where the scalability helps, because then you're scalable to another level, reaching out to more people, handling greater traffic and ensuring a smooth experience. So that's
Absolutely.
where scaling comes back in, comes very handy.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Sheetal. Sheetal, now I think you can take the back burner. I would like to pick on Miguel's brain. Miguel, what plans do you have, vis-a-vis the solutions in your future company trajectory? I guess you answered this question with the audio solution that you were talking about. Is there something else that you would like to share with the audience?
What we'd like to do with my team is to obviously explore the different part of the world, because as you know, the emerging markets like the African markets or the GCC markets are very unique, and the mobile users in for example in GCC or in some parts of Africa are huge, and so what we like to do is to offer local comedy content to any indie comedy people. Like, for example, you do stand-up comedy in Kenya or in South Africa. You don't have, obviously, you always have Netflix or big companies that, even like in Britain, we have BBC or ITV or but it's sometimes the step from a comedy club to Netflix. There is a huge journey. So Twisted Mirror could be the destination for indie comics around the globe. So what we'd like to do is to offer a platform for grassroots comics or upcoming talents everywhere. Like you could be from Joburg, from Morocco, from Casablanca, from New York, from France, from Qatar. Like every country has their unique way of making people laugh. So what we like to do is to create some comedy hubs around the globe at the end of the day, and to create comedy factory everywhere, and everything would be linked to our platform Twisted Mirror, which is available anyway everywhere for free. So please download the app.
Rightly said, Miguel. I really hope and I wish you and the team all the best of becoming probably the global powerhouse of comedy. Well, cheers to you guys. With this, I would like to end the panel discussion, and this brings us for time for a quick poll. I would like to highlight to our audiences that they're floating on the screen is a small poll that we are conducting to understand if we at Muvi can come forward and address some of your concerns. While the audience casts their vote, I would like to thank Mikhail and Sheetal for keeping up the conversation and sharing their interesting insights throughout the panel. Now I would like to open the forum for a Q&A session. I would request the audience to post their questions in the Q&A chat to discuss it in detail. While the question comes pouring in, I can see some of the questions pouring in already. For the audiences who are interested, we at Muvi are offering a 14-day free trial across all our products exclusively for you. It's a steal deal if you wish to launch your own global OTT platform, streaming platform anytime sooner. To know more, you can please log on to our website www.muvi.com or reach out to us on our social media handles. You could also write to us at sales@muvi.com. Now we'll go forward and start the Q&A session. The first question I can see is, what is the cost of a startup for a basic app or channel? I think Sheetal, if you could answer this.
So thank you so much, Aditya, for that question. So see, you can start off as low as $399 a month. If you're willing to invest for a longer time frame, we can also work out some discounts on our proposition. As and when you grow slowly and steadily, and then rather more exponentially, you can kind of invest more and more, and thereafter to jump up to some of our higher plans and also add some new apps. For non-profits, we do offer a 20% lifetime discount, so that is handy. So some of the non-profits or some of the startups that want to, let's say, start off something in the new year, now is the right time. When everyone is into the holidays, chilling with the family, maybe trying to catch up some movies, some comedy content, maybe making some new year resolution to have some fitness in place, and you are a gym owner or gym trainer, you want to stream your content, try our solution once.
Absolutely, Sheetal. The next question is, can we use recorded content on the platform?
Yes, you can definitely use recorded content on the platform, but it has to be your own content, and it should be either your own original content. You should have support to prove that, and or it should be legally licensed to you. So as long as the content is legally yours or legally licensed to you, you can use, you can upload, you can stream recorded content as well.
Absolutely. The next question, I think it's towards both of you guys. Any plans to support, I think it's more towards Sheetal, any plans to support other technologies like AR and VR?
See, there's a lot of things in place. There are a lot of things on our distant roadmap. In fact, VR is something that we already support in side-by-side format, right? Those who are well versed with VR space would be knowing what that is. We are coming up with new, product specifications and various aspects. And in the time to come, in a year or so, you would see, some groundbreaking, tech stuff that will come in place and start supporting some new feature, and some of that would definitely include AR and VR as well.
Absolutely. Hope to see that day soon. The next question is, what is the one recipe for winning at an OTT game? I think, Mikhail, since you are already in the game, if you could answer that.
Yeah, it would be like, to jump onto that OTT space. The one advice I would say is like, love what you do. If you like, comedy, try to do a comedy streaming platform. Like you mentioned early on, the French yoga VOD. If you're a yogi or you are interested in yoga, maybe set up a yoga, a yoga channel. The thing is, because you are the tech guys, you are the tech provider, like an OTT a content provider, needs to know inside out his space, So whatever you do it, if you know inside out your industry, because
Absolutely.
The OTT streaming service, the OTT industry is so competitive that obviously we learn every day new things, but you need to have a good base of what you want to do. And so if you like anything like sports, like horses or whatever, scuba driving, like maybe there is no underwear, anything you get into, you need to know your stuff inside out.
Absolutely, Mikhail. Sheetal, would you like to take put your take on this as well?
Yes, certainly. So, like I said, there's no secret recipe over here. There cannot be one, simply because the trends in the various industries are different, right? And there are different people, different businesses trying to do different things at the same time, right? So when I say streaming, the way to succeed in streaming business, one recipe in the OTT industry, I'd say one is persistence, giving it some time, making sure you're investing into the right partner, right technology, right, and ensuring that you're doing the basics right. The basics, like I said earlier in the call as well, is about ensuring a smooth experience, an impeccable experience for your end users. And that's where the things like, recommendation engine for content discovery and custom viewing options come into place. That's where the tech stack and infrastructure comes into the place. It has to be reliable, it has to be scalable time to time, and it has to be robust enough to support you, right? And then the features like ABR and all. So these are some of the basics. Once you execute that, then you can think of some enhancement stuff that you can do around the platform, right?
Absolutely, Sheetal. The next question is, how should one tweak their strategy with respect to different geographies? If anyone of you would like to take this question.
Yeah, so I'd take that question, then probably because Mikhail is already doing that. Their company is having multi-country strategy for comedy as well. So I'd hand it over to him as well. So see, it's important to understand that in different parts of the world, the culture is different, the values by which people live their lives is different, and the taste and the context is different. And that's why the content has to be really tweaked to that particular geo, right? So what works in India cannot work in America, cannot work in England, and what works in Russia does not work in Australia, right? And that's important to understand, and that's where your content acquisition and aggregation and strategy comes into place at the very first place. And then there are things like geo blocking, technically speaking, geo
Yeah.
blocking that you need to have. So let's say you have plethora of content, but some of the content is not meant for a particular market. With Movie, you can geo block that into a particular geography, right? You
Absolutely.
can actually, if you're not, if you're not interested in some of the market, or maybe not legally allowed to enter some of the market, you can geo block your entire platform in that particular market, right? We
Yeah.
support geo blocking up to a city level, right? And it works. We have done that, right? Uh, these are a few things that you need to keep in mind when you're going global and targeting multiple geographies.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sheetal. Mikhail, if you would like to, give your point of,
Yeah,
exploring
I
different
would.
geographies.
Yeah, I would add that. I would add a few things, but thanks, Shito, for breaking down all the important aspects of the job blocking aspect. I would say like any OTT provider or any OTT owner has to make sure that he draft a great and solid licensing agreement, because like for example for comedy film, feature film made in England, you can't maybe like the producers or the director maybe don't want to stream it in France or in Germany or in India, like because obviously for marketing reasons some people prefer to be focused on one market. And since I'm in a comedy business, comedy is a huge and vast industry, and obviously some countries you can't stream some comedy sketches in some countries due to restrictions or due to censorship, or like for example it doesn't work very well, so obviously you won't spend time and money on, for example, streaming I would say a French clip subtitled in English in some countries. You don't want that. You just want to focus on the target audience. So for example, in a French sketch might work in Montreal with the Quebec audience, but maybe it doesn't work in Spain. So you need to know. Is going back to my answer to the previous question. You need to know inside out your industry, and then you adjust obviously with the audience, because you might have surprises, like, oh, the British stand-up comedy clip we have in England here, like, oh, it works in India because we have tried, we have test, we touch water on that, and maybe the audience in Mumbai love British stand-up comedy, so then we can try a few clips from Britain to India, and then vice versa. Like people in England might like to watch a Bollywood comedy film, so then you stream comedies. And so you need to get agreements from obviously production companies. That's the main thing, keeping the licensing agreement you have solid, and always communicating with your partners, consultants, and production companies, or various partners you have. Because as Sheetal said, like we can be overwhelmed because there are so many things to look after, from cloud storage to content acquisition to marketing and the technical aspect of an OTT platform. So you need to be very focused on what you do and what you like to offer to your customer. What I like to offer is some fun. So so at the end, if it's not fun for me, maybe it's okay, because it might be fun for others, but you need to make sure that you market well your content.
Absolutely, Mikhail. It's
And
very important.
if I
Yes,
could
Sheetal.
come in, Aditya, on one point that Mikhail mentioned, that the one can easily be overwhelmed with the kind of proposition that they're looking to build for their end users, because there's so many like I mentioned in the presentation, multi-vendor complexities. You're managing multiple modules from different providers, you're managing separate contracts, you're managing you're paying so much money to different people. Now what Movie does is essentially it takes that all of that out of equation, because then you're just investing into one platform with all you need to do is bring your content and metadata in place and go live with it, right? Our team does the job of maintaining the platform, pushing the updates, you know pushing patches, bug fixes, security, all those things. And once you have that assurance that technicality are taken care of, the technical
Yeah.
solution has been taken care of, then you can better focus on things that will deliver growth to you, right? That is your content strategy, that is focusing on various geographies, right. So these are some of the things that a lot of businesses go wrong with, and I'm super happy that Twisted Mirror hasn't put put a wrong foot forward in that regard.
Thank
Right.
you.
Thanks, Sheetal. That comes a very important question talking about ROI, talking about monetization. How do you make sure the monetization strategy is bang on?
That's a very good question. That's a key question. I can
Absolutely.
answer that as a start if you want to. Like when we started Twisted Mirror, we tried the SVOD model, all right, for a few
Yeah.
weeks, and because obviously Netflix was the example at the time, and but we noticed after a few weeks, actually not months, a few weeks, that it was the journey from, for example, if you post a comedy trailer on Facebook, because you promote your organically on Facebook or Instagram, the journey from the Facebook page to the app, it's very long. So people, like, if you are an indie brand like Twisted Mirror was and still is, but we are scaling up now, it's like you need to make sure that the customer or your future client, move from Facebook or Instagram to the App Store or download the app. So to download the app already for free, it's already a long journey. So
Yeah.
if on top you add the SVOD, it's gone. You lose, I would say, 90% of the clients already when you start. So that's why we decided to start with the AVOD, because we noticed that people like, obviously when it comes to comedy, people like to have a laugh, but not, they might not pay £2 or $2, but they might enjoy a sketch for free. So the ads, we noticed that the young generation, like the Gen Z generation, do not mind to watch ads before a show. So that's why we move forward with ads, and on top with the fast channels like offered by LG or Samsung or Philips TV, then it's the advertisement model is king, if I may say, because people just switch on the telly, you watch your comedy series or film, and you just have ad breaks like before. And I think people are less pressurized, if I may say, because they say, oh, if it's an indie comedy film, I might watch it for free, but if I have to pay even £2, then I might not watch it. So you need to balance. But maybe, for example, a niche market, I don't know for which VODs, you might try, SVOD model. But for us, as a comedy provider, we decided to move forward with the AVOD model. Maybe in the future we might, offer both models like Spotify does. Like once you have your solid, fan base, then people might switch off the ads and pay £5 a month. You don't know, but at the start, I would say go for free with ads, and then you see with the time. Time will tell you, which way you need to go to.
Absolutely. Sheetal, would you like to add on?
Yeah, I'd definitely like to add on that. See, like we say in the real world, there's no one size fits all, right? And it's the same for the monetization. Monetization strategy of Netflix, which is a hardcore entertainment, platform mainstream would be very different for than what it might be for Twisted Mirror, which is a niche comedy genre thing. Now Netflix is reaching out to 250 million people around the world. That's not Twisted Mirror's challenge. Mirror's challenge is, let's say, 1 million, 2 million people, reaching out to them and serving them the kind of content they like, right? Or some other growing company might have a different content in that regard, challenge in that regard, right?
Yeah.
So when it comes to monetization, there's no one size fits all strategy. You have to experiment, you have to give it its own sweet time, whether it's subscription, whether it's advertisement, whether it's pay-per-view, howsoever you want, or whether it's freemium model, right? You need to give it enough time. Having said that, when it comes to the technical solution, there is one size fits all, and that's Muvi, right?
Absolutely.
Because it does that job for you. It brings you all the monetization schemas, it brings you the ad server, it brings you the integration with the payment gateways and the career billing providers, and then you can charge or monetize your content howsoever you want. And having said along with that, one very important point that Mikhail mentioned, that young generation does a lot of doesn't mind watching something on ad basis. But this is not just demographic to demographic, this is also from geography to geography. In some of the developed markets, people are not people are happy to pay for subscription. Even sometimes they're also happy because the entire pay-per-view thing started from America, the pay TV thing, right? They're also super happy to pay for some of the premium content on TVOD basis, right? But in some of the geographies where the penetration is not so deep, or the paying capacity is not that high, they might just be okay with streaming something on ads, right? So those things need to be understood. At the end of the day, it's all about understanding your end user, in the most correct fashion, right? Doing a holistic research and deep dive into them. And once you've done that, you've done your homework, and then you can accordingly strategize as to how do you want to monetize your content, right? So that's how it is. So monetization, one size does not fit all, but technical solution, yes, Muvi is that one size that can fit all.
Absolutely, Sheetal. Thank you so much. Mikhail, I think this is the last question for you. Is there anything you would like to share for a budding entrepreneur like me who wants to pursue his career in the OTT streaming platforms?
I would say go ahead, just jump onto that OTT space, because it's cool, it's challenging, but you need to do it, because if you don't try, you don't know. So I would say anyone out there who wants to jump onto that, onto creating an OTT platform or an app, just make sure that you are passionate about what you do, and team up with the people who have different skill than you, and because you need many people or multi-skilled people. And at the start, as a startup, you don't have a team of 15 people, so you need to know very much your space and the people you work with, and but just just have a try, jump and see what it goes, because you don't know what's going to happen next, and like some people might try Twisted Mirror one day during Christmas or during Easter time. You don't know when people might discover your channel. So, and obviously nowadays, as we mentioned earlier, the streaming business is growing. It's a growing business everywhere. Like you could be in the UK, in India, in South Africa, in US. Everybody has to be entertained. Everybody needs some content. Could be video, audio, or game. And Gareth in the chat box was mentioning VR or AR. So people need to be entertained. People need to find their way. So we are 7 billion people on Earth. So I'm sure people might jump onto that onto your area. So let's have a try and enjoy.
Absolutely, very inspiring words, Mikhail. I'm sure people who are interested are quite enticed to jump on this journey of their OTT platform. We are getting a few more questions if you guys would like to answer, but we are running a little short of time. Very briefly, I think Sheetal, this question is towards how many countries and territories are we currently in?
So we are closing in on over around 90 countries. We're serving customers from 90 countries. We have a clientele of over 1,000 different customers from world over. So that's a great clientele to have. We have in the past and the present we have been working with multiple different customers, and future looks bright because content is the new king and the content wave is the new tsunami, to so to speak, a positive tsunami, not so destructive. And
Absolutely.
yeah, new challenges await us as a technology provider, and I'm sure new innovation is also on the way, both from the tech side of things and content side of things. One thing that I really want to tell everyone in here is that in sales we say that your key account might need not necessarily be the one that brings you the biggest bucks, right? So try and understand that yes, technology is readily available nowadays with the advent of cloud technology and everything, right? And it's available for cheap. It's not as costly as content, but it is the most important decision that you're going to take when it comes to your content, right? So choosing the right technology solution is the most important question that needs an answer.
Right. Thank you so much, Sheetal. With this, I would like to bring an end to today's session. I would like to thank you once again, gentlemen, for giving your valuable insights, and I would like to thank the audience for giving us this opportunity to bring more informative and value-adding webinars. Please stay tuned to our various social media channels for more content, and to track such industry updates, innovations, and to keep your market approach to the T. Now, as we approach to end of yet another year, our thoughts turn gratefully for those who have become an essential part of our journey, and that includes our wonderful audiences such as you. Thank you so much for your continued support that has helped shape our business and ethos. We at Muvi hope that the new year brings you, your family, your colleagues, continued happiness and success. Until next time, this is your host Aditya. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you to the panelists, and thank you for having me, Muvi. And I'd like to thank, obviously, all my teammates and partners, consultants, because without them, I won't be here today speaking about Twisted Mirror. And thanks to our fans, because obviously, as we say, without customers, you can't have mobile apps. So it's a balance you need to make sure that it works. So it's good. Thank you very much for having me, and enjoy the ride. Enjoy the beautiful OTT ride, everyone, and Merry Christmas if you celebrate it.
Yeah, and exciting times are upon us, and I'm hoping that soon would be getting through. The entire world would be seeing the end of this COVID, not to say this pandemic crisis period. And I hope with the new year coming in, it brings us more joy, wellness, fitness, and more enthusiasm and happiness. And so exciting times are sure going to be upon us. Just brace yourself for super roller coaster ride. And happy holidays, everyone. Merry Christmas and a very happy new year. May peace be upon all of us.
Thank you, gentlemen, for your kind words. Before we leave, there's a small link and a small giveaway from us. It's a small brochure from our end. If you would like to read and know more about Muvi and its products and the features that we offer, please feel free to click on the link and download the PDF. It's from our side. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.